Okay, good afternoon. I'm gonna open up the Northwood Board of Selectmen meeting. Rick Wolf,
Here?
Donald J. Hodgson,
Yeah.
Scott Bryan
My middle name
here.
doesn't start with a J, but that's okay.
It isn't? Why they call you DJ then?
Oh, it doesn't say it? I'm a junior.
Oh. I'm gonna say,
Scott, I've known you for how many years and you haven't figured that out yet?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is that a race?
It's a race. Okay. Don't see anybody here for citizens forum, but I will for the record. Is there anybody here for citizens forum? Seeing nobody, I'm gonna close citizens forum. Okay, and then my first appointment is, do you like James or Jim?
James, please.
James, okay. James Burdine, contract planner. Come up to the table, please. So, I guess we wanted to meet you before we signed the contract.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I have a master's degree in city and regional planning from the Ohio State University. While I was working towards that master's degree, I was an intern at the State Economic Development Office. After graduating, I got a job in the City of Columbus zoning office where I staffed our development commission. It was basically our planning board. So this is work that I've done before professionally for a while. This is stuff I'm trained for. I do have some work samples and copies of my resume if you'd like to see those.
So my understanding is and I just kind of wanted to meet you before we actually hire. So you work for Stratford Regional Planning,
Correct.
and we would be hiring you through our contract with Stratford Regional Planning. So you're kind of like the new, excuse me when I say the new Matt.
Yes.
Okay. And did you guys have any questions? I know Rick's actually the rep to that planning board, so you'll see him the most.
How's the pay thing gonna work? Is it a contract
No,
or is
we
it
pay
hourly?
Stratford Regional.
I know, but
Yeah.
is it,
Yeah, James is contracted for so many hours, much like Matthew was. I think it's pretty much the same
I
contract.
think it comes out to about 43 a month,
Yeah.
hours a month.
It's not to exceed 172 hours
A month,
total.
Total running through the end of June.
43 hours a month.
yeah.
And this contract is through June. June? June.
This year?
Of
So
this
it's
year.
just till the end of the, just till June June 30th?
Yep.
Okay.
That's Stratford Regional's year, their budget year.
Yeah, okay,
So
okay,
if you remember last year, they gave us a rate hike in June, so this year we're
okay.
cautious.
So you've worked on, what kind of projects have you worked on?
I've got a few things that I can show you. Since I've been with Stratford, one of the first things they gave me as a regional planning commission, we're responsible for reviewing developments of regional impact that have been identified by local land use boards. So we had a gravel pit proposal that was up in New Durham, right on the town line with Wolfboro. So I was the staff member responsible for doing our official review, looking through the excavation permit application and all of the other materials provided. And we have a checklist of items that we're supposed to go through and evaluate
So you,
according to.
okay,
So that is a great example of work that I did in my first week on the job. So working through a code that I wasn't familiar with, being able to learn it quickly, find the important information, and identify additional things necessary for a decision.
did you want to take a look at that? So what kind of, so have you worked, I give you example, like, have you done like a retail store, like a supermarket or?
Yeah, so when I was in Columbus, we were working on any sort of rezoning applications that would come through our office. I actually have 3 copies of this one. So that would be taking in applications to have properties rezoned, working closely with the staff that was specifically responsible for site plan review, so I did a lot of site plan things anyway. And that was anything from commercial development, residential. We got a lot of applications for additional units like granny flats and things like that. So the application that you have is for a Dollar General that was rezoning, and we worked with them to improve their site plan, worked with abutters that weren't very happy about the project to figure out screening, fencing, things like that. And in the end, we feel like we got a pretty good compromise, and a lot of the neighbors actually got on board with the project.
So how long have you lived in this area? Because I noticed this was just last year.
Yeah, I've been in New Hampshire since August. I've been working for SRPC since January. Some of the RSAs are things that I'm still familiarizing myself with, but like I said, the regional impact review is something that's an example of how I learn on the job and how I get up to speed quickly. Yeah, I've spoken with Joe and with Linda a few times, and I feel like we have a good working relationship, and I could get up to speed quickly.
Have you read our ordinances already?
I've started looking through them, and I was present at the planning board meeting just last week, so I've sort of seen the cases that are pending. I also have spoken with Matt several times, and so if there's anything that was common practice for him or things like that, we have a good working relationship, and I could pick that up as well.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? Anything you want to ask? Okay. So it's my understanding that we're just, this is till June 30th, and Linda and Joe, you both talked to, you feel comfortable with this, and, all right. I'd make I'd entertain a motion to approve the agreement.
So moved.
You want to second it?
Second.
Second. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So we can approve the contract tonight? Three. There you go. Hey, nice meeting you.
Good to meet you all.
Did you need Joe's packets back, or?
No, you can keep them.
Hey, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Okay. So, I was gonna hop into, I'm gonna push the red listed bridge thing off till later. What do you got for, assessing forms?
We got, because these meetings have been pushed back so long, we have a small stack of assessing here. The first one is a land use, and I have a sheet for the rest of them, but this one just showed up on my desk today. This is a land use change tax on Range Road. They're building a new house up there.
Okay.
This is housekeeping. All the taxes were paid on this, but there was an error at the Registry of Deeds.
So, make a motion to sign this, because it seems there's no taxes are due. It's just a land use change tax for map 218, lot 36-2.
Second, can I see it after?
Sure.
Any discussion? Rick would like to review it.
And the reason it doesn't say there's anything due is because they paid this previous. There was a large lot that was sold, that was broken off and sold from that one, and the land use change was paid, but at the Rockingham County Deeds, they accidentally filed the large lot twice and didn't file that one. When it came up that they were going to build that house, which just started last week, the error was found, and then this is the correction to that error.
So this is on your road then, Range Road, right?
Okay.
It hit the ground. I didn't want you to open that one and
Is,
have it.
okay, so we got motion and second. Is there any further discussion from the board? Seeing none, all in favor of approving this, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, 3-0. So it's approved. Let's see. Oh, I didn't, no, hold on, that goes with it too, I didn't know.
Hey, I thought you weren't supposed to sign in blue.
I never said that.
I just thought that was the way.
It's better to sign in black, but it's still, it's,
Is there only one place to sign on that?
no, there's three.
Three.
I just thought I'd point it out.
Only one more on
Okay.
Next up, we have 3 veterans credits.
Do all of them meet the,
It says they all do.
Yeah,
Okay.
they all meet the requirements.
All right, so first one. Motion to give veterans credit for map 110, lot 15-1.
I'll second it. Is there any discussion on that one?
What was it?
It was a veterans credit for a map.
110, lot 15-1.
All set. Thank you.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Motion to approve is 3-0.
You want to just read them from the...
So then we have motion to, for another veterans tax credit for map 122, lot 106-2.
Hey, Joe, do we have to sign this in 2 spots or just that one spot?
I only saw one tag.
Yeah, I think as long as there's only one little tab, then that's it. Some of them do have 2, but not that one.
Falling apart. Okay. Did you move that next?
I did move it, I was just waiting for somebody to second it.
I'll second it. Rick second. Any discussion on it? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? It is approved 3-0.
Ready?
Yep.
Motion for veterans credit for map 212-7-2, or 7-2. This one was written a little differently.
Second.
Was it?
Yeah, it's just caught me off guard.
Okay.
212 Lot 7-2.
Seconded by Rick Wolf. Is there any discussion on that? Seeing none, all in favor of approving the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? I'm assuming DJ aye.
Aye, yeah, aye. Sorry, I was,
Okay, so that's, motion's approved, 3-0, so,
I was just showing them the,
Instead of a slash, we had a dash.
yeah, it's not a huge deal. It just caught, I was like, what?
okay. What other ones we got?
Next one, you got a 2 acres of land use change tax.
So it's coming out of current use?
Yep. Just a
Okay.
building lot.
What's the tax, what's the tax on it? Oh, sorry, make the motion.
Finish.
Sorry.
Motion for land use tax for one parcel, map 206, lot 1, and it looks like land use change tax of $560. 2 acres
Okay.
coming out of current uses. Do you want me to break it right down for you?
I was gonna, no, I'm, so the change in, the tax on that is?
$560.
Okay.
I second it.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, 3-0 to approve.
There's two spots to sign on that guy.
Oh, sorry. Need it back. Can't even bust your balls, there is 2 stickers.
Right? You were looking too, weren't you? There weren't 2 stickers on that.
Just trying.
And the last one I got is timber tax, and then the town clerk tax collector's warrant to then send that, to collect and send that money.
Alright, so, this would be, this right here, timber tax for that amount, 672.
So, yeah, I believe it's the bottom, yes.
Alright, so this would be a motion to accept timber tax, looks like map 243, lot 13, in the amount of $672.95.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, approved 3-0.
Alright, now this would be a motion to allow Judy Pease, a tax collector, to send the timber tax levy to the same map and lot number, map 243, lot 13.
Second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Approved 3-0.
So both of you at the same time.
Okay, any miscellaneous signatures or approvals?
I do have a great big stack of oaths.
Of what?
Oaths of offices,
For,
facilities, highway, rec, the committees
I would suggest to sign those after the election.
after the election. Right. Other than that, yes.
You got a manifest?
Nope, today's Thursday.
Okay.
I do have, it was time to renew our contract with Arlene Johnson she lets us use the ball fields on Bow Lake Road.
Okay,
the rec director and Steve Bailey went to talk to her, and she provided us with a contract. This is the same contract, except it lets us use the rec fields starting as early as March, just in case we have programs that start a little sooner.
Okay.
Motion to accept this contract?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Okay. So we'll go back, red listed bridge grant and engineering. Is this to get permission to go ahead and start the permitting process?
It is, and I brought this up a few months ago, but after talking with a few folks, I thought I would ask the board again. I know there was additional thought to applying for that grant. So if we do want to move forward with
I found out, I happened to bump into somebody that works at Department of Transportation. But I guess in order for us to get the grant, we have to be shovel ready. And, it makes it better if we're shovel ready, so we wouldn't be shovel ready unless we started applying for the permits. Well, my question is how much is the permitting gonna cost?
our engineers, CMA has a contract of $35,200
To do the permitting?
to do that's the engineering fees, permitting, and the design of the bridge.
What was the total amount?
35,200.
And that would come out of the, oh, wait, I actually do have a question. The selectmen are before we spend that, are we the designees of the fund?
Yes,
And that's not something we gotta vote on this year, it's already in place.
it's already in place, yeah. When we set up that fund 2 years ago, and we made sure that was part of that warrant.
Okay. Does anybody have any reservations of moving forward on starting the permitting process so we can be shovel ready?
I have a question.
Sure.
I think they've already started. I saw a lot of paint marks down there. I saw the wetlands tagged, and someone's been working in the area.
At the bridge?
Yep.
Well, we haven't
Okay.
signed the contract though.
Well, alls I know is there's a bunch of survey marks. I saw guys there. I don't know who they were, but
Yeah, no, they're not our people.
they got the wetlands all flagged on both sides of the road right by the bridge, and there's orange spray paint numbers on the road, and I don't know what was going on. I saw that like a week and a half ago, so I just thought I'd bring it up. I don't know what,
Well, do you guys wanna move forward, so if he does get a grant, you okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, if we gotta be shovel ready in order to get the grant, we're crazy not to move forward.
Alright, somebody wanna make a motion?
I'll make a motion to move forward in the
Is that all you need to move forward with the permitting?
permitting.
Yeah, that's it. It's all I need is,
You have to go, you're not ready for the grant yet.
no, I have last year's grant. We're gonna modify that to work with this year's,
Right.
I
reality.
have one quick question. I
Well,
just saw that.
let's second it and then discuss.
All right, second.
Second, discussion.
If we get this shovel ready and say we don't get our money from the taxpayers, how long is this good for?
This is good for 5 years. The permits are good for 5 years. The engineering is good for as long as the situation remains.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though, aren't we in the last year of that?
We're in the, we're in the
second
second year, so,
3 years?
so for example,
No, I wasn't sure if we were in.
There would
I
be
thought we were
3
in the
years
last.
left when we get our money, if we get it all.
Yeah.
but the thing is, if, as
Same.
soon as if we got all the engineering done and the planning, as soon as we get that next payment,
The third one.
well, if the town approves it,
The third one, right? Not the second one.
we're gonna, well, the second one is gonna be voted on
Right.
Yeah, I
Tuesday.
know, but if that one passes, then we can go forward, or you're saying after the third one?
Oh, you know what? I'd like to take a step back.
Because if we're signing that now.
I would like to make this contingent upon the town
meeting.
approved, town meeting. If the town doesn't approve that second payment, so, I don't wanna give you the okay to go ahead on
No
that.
sense spending 35,000 if we don't get this next payment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
okay.
think that's a smart move.
So let's table this until after the election.
Do we need it before then?
Well, I asked in December because this grant I mean, last time it took me something of 6 months to write this. Less time this time because I'm more familiar. I
Oh, yeah, but
could, I
what
could
I'm-
write into the PO contingent on election. And then if we don't get the
you're gonna
deposit,
submit it.
if I don't get the deposit, I just rip it up.
You got all ready to, is it all ready to submit now? I mean,
The
town
grant.
meeting's on Tuesday.
No,
That's what I'm saying, it's,
The grant won't get, submitted until after it gets approved, I believe.
Then there's no hurry, really.
Well, yeah, but don't you have to have the engineering, just, all right,
Why don't we
I
just
make a
hold it till
mo,
after Tuesday.
okay.
okay. So just to express my concern about it, it's not like on Wednesday there's a meeting. It's not like we just move forward the day after. We have to back everything out several weeks because the selectmen only meet every 2 weeks.
Yeah, but Joe,
so-
what's
We
so
said contingent on approval on town meeting, so we've already, if we sign it now, that means after town meeting, you're started. You don't need us to
Oh,
do it again. That's what I thought Scott was insinuating.
is that what you're saying?
Maybe I misunderstood him.
No, we aren't gonna table it. We're gonna vote on it contingent, so if the
Oh, I'm
vote,
sorry, okay.
if the vote,
I don't see how it's gonna change it if we
if
do
the
what
vote,
Scott said.
so,
Vote passes, which I think it will.
Yeah.
Then you can move forward
Okay.
Then
without
after
coming back
Tuesday, if
to
we get the
us.
money, you're all
But if
set.
it
You don't have
doesn't,
to-
then, like you said, rip
I'm
it up.
sorry, yeah, I misunderstood.
No,
I thought
that's-
you
I
just
just wanted
wanted
to
to throw you.
clarify it
Yeah.
because I didn't
He
understand it
did,
that
he
way.
did say table it once.
I
so
did talk about tabling it, cause,
But
well,
then
my,
he
my,
changed
my opinion is that
If we don't get the second
the
one.
a couple weeks isn't gonna make a big difference on this, but I'm fine going ahead with it. All right, so all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 3-0, contingent on whether the warrant article passes on Tuesday for the red listed bridges.
Right.
Okay. You got administrators report?
I would just wanted to bring a little bit of attention to a few things to the Board of Selectmen. May 29th is going to be the Memorial Day Parade. The VFW came in and signed their packet.
Is that a Thursday?
No, it's a Monday.
Yeah,
They
it's
do it
Monday.
on Memorial Day. Or not?
Well, I'm not, unfortunately, I won't be able to attend that again.
And then in your packets, I left some information about plowing,
Salt and sand.
yeah, salt and
Is
sand.
that before this storm or after this?
That's just February.
Oh, yeah,
That's
this is
prior
March,
to.
Okay. Yeah, you did say February.
Yep, treatment is in there, the treatment of the milfoil, and then the assessing report came back from the state. Other than that, guys, that's all I got for you.
Okay, any, selectmen reports?
I'd like to have some discussion on the fire truck. I don't know when you plan to do that, but I think we need to have a talk of that. I showed you the
Okay,
memo that I had there.
is
I
that,
don't know how you wanna do it.
that might be non-public discussion. So,
That's up to you. I'll let you decide that.
no, I mean, it's only 5:30.
Oh, don't have to get into a big one. We just need to figure out what we're gonna do.
I'd like to make a motion to go in
Can I do selectmen's report, or are you gonna just skip it?
sorry, I'm sorry. We'll go, okay, go
We
ahead.
might as well finish all of that before we come back out.
No,
That makes
go ahead,
sense.
no, go ahead, I apologize.
I
Go
just
ahead.
noticed that when we had the last vendor manifest that came through, there was a manifest in there for fixing a container down at the transfer station that said it had to bring a PO to the selectmen. Something about possibly taking it out of, could be wrong with the name, the capital reserve fund. My question is why wouldn't we take that out of the transfer station fund? if it's fixing transfer station equipment. Just noticed it when I was going through the manifest. It had a little purple sticky note that said,
Yeah, I saw it too.
bring a PO to the selectmen. I think it was for like
was
seven.
to the-
Oh, yeah, no, that was,
7,000 or something like that. Dollars, roughly.
1,700 or something.
it wasn't that much. Yeah, they took it out of the operating budget. That was my sticky note. I was wondering why we didn't take it out of the capital reserve fund.
Well, wait, wouldn't we take it out of the,
Should come out of the
Transfer station fund?
for
That would be the
maintenance.
best. That would be the place to go to take it out of.
That's what I thought. That's what the sticky note was why didn't we do
have we
this?
paid it yet?
I believe it went out, yeah.
But can't we go back and move the money out of there?
I'll ask Sandy. It's possible.
I think that's just for future.
Why
That would
would
be
we
the
take
place
it, so we bought a piece of equipment, right?
No,
he
we fixed a
repaired
piece of
one.
equipment.
Oh, we repaired one?
It's the same thing. It's an upgrade to the transfer station. That's what that fund
Well,
was
wait,
created for.
but did we actually buy something or we just fix it?
It was the container that got switched on us somewhere along the line that even the
Didn't
people
fit
that worked
our
at the dump said it
compactor,
wasn't
so
our
we
original
had to have it
container.
Could you just
fixed.
ask the question?
What?
To Sandy?
Yeah, I'll see if she can move it back. Yeah, I wanted to know the same thing. We have that money sitting there to repair the containers. We should use that money.
So that I'd rather take it out of the transfer station fund. I mean, that's the point of that money.
Yeah,
mean,
I agree.
I just
Alright.
happened to notice it. So
You gotta make a note of that so you
Any-
can ask her.
Any other, did you have anything else?
no, I'm good now.
Okay. Um, All right, I don't have anything. Yep, I'd like to, make a motion to go into non-public under RSA 91A : oh, do we have to do this too?
No, it's just signing that. The
Oh.
what we already voted on. I was just handing it to you.
It's just a-
Okay. I'd like to get a motion to go in RSA 91A : 3, paragraph 2. Which one's litigation?
I think it's E.
E.
Second.
Second. So I'm gonna take a roll call. Rick Wolf?
Yes.
DJ?
Yes.
I also vote yes, we are now in non-public session. Can I get a motion to come out of non-public?
So moved.
Second?
I'll do a roll call. Rick Wolf?
Yes.
DJ?
Yes.
And I also vote we are now in non-public. Can I get a motion to seal the minutes?
Motion to seal the minutes.
Second?
All in favor of sealing the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. I'd like to make a motion to enter an agreement for
Tax agreement.
tax agreement for lot map 222, lot 33, in the amount of she's paying $4,000 in cash today and monthly payments of $277 beginning on April 2nd on the same day of each consecutive month thereafter, or unless the taxes have been paid in full.
Is there a second?
Yes. Second.
Any discussion on the motion?
None.
Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, and then, anything else?
Oh, yeah, I got one more, hold on. Let me sign my name. Can't multitask today. My brain's not working properly. I'm on internet time. Okay, ready? All right, so this is a motion to enter, we have an option to renew for a 2-year, for our second year on our lawn care contract, and we're gonna pick up that option.
Second?
Okay,
Do I need to say the name of the company?
yeah.
All right, with the company Lawn Guys, we're just renewing,
May I ask,
Option.
okay, any discussion? How much is the price staying the same?
No, because we're doing the new ball field too.
The contract is for $11,000.
Mike?
The contract is for $11,450. There's a little more than $5,000 sitting in that budget line in addition to that. We might use him, my thought was using him on an as-needed basis, just like a one-off cut, but the ball field up there is not gonna grow.
Well, wait, here's my question. How much is the contract?
$11,450, same as last year.
Same as, okay. And then So what happens if he has to mow that lawn?
We'll have to pay him out of the $5,000 that we have in the budget.
Yeah.
It's gonna need some mowing this summer. If they don't get on the ball field and start doing something with it, because the baselines are all gonna grow in weeds, they gotta start doing something with it.
Yep.
Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
The only thing I would suggest is maybe come up with a flat rate of what he would charge us to do that ball field, if he needs to do it. So that way we know how much he's gonna nail us every time we ask him.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Something like he does
Hey.
up here. What does he do? What does he charge us for?
I did have one thing. I have this thing that the auditors gave and they asked us to fill it out. And, I'd like to discuss it with the board, but, I've already checked some of these boxes off. So it's just, something we do when they come in. So, are you guys okay with me completing this?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. All right, anything else to come before this board?
No, but just a heads up, tomorrow at 9 AM, we're having a site walk on Genis Pond for the road construction bid,
9 AM?
9 AM, on site.
Anything else to come
That's
before
it,
the
sorry.
board?
One thing,
Yeah,
we didn't have public comment, so. I'd just like to say that all the highway guys did a good job in the last storm. The roads are pretty clean, they're wung back, and they did a good job.
I'll second that.
And I didn't mean to single out anybody in the
I think,
future or the
I
past.
would like to, join in the recognizing the highway department for the job they did, so I think that's unanimous.
That's it.
All right, do we have anything else? If we don't have any other business, entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
We now adjourn.